Paris. What can I say about Paris? Everywhere you look is like a scene waiting to be captured. People walking in pairs, shops decorated in red exteriors, and a general feeling that you're lucky just to be there flowing in the air. Don't even get me started on the food, like this cheesy onion soup that tasted like a warm hug for your insides or these snails. And that's me. Well, not really. Let's just say I'll be your narrator, and she will be my avatar. She's happily trying said snails for the first time, blissfully unaware that right next to her were the correct utensils for eating them, staring at her probably thinking if they could. What is this girl even doing? But I guess that's the beauty of having new experiences. You're probably not going to get it right on the first go, but the excitement and the joy of exploring something new is still there. Like when we were kids and the world felt new every single day. There's something about Paris at night. The light fades and the air. Well, I don't know if it's just me being influenced by Woody Allen's Midnight in Paris, but the air feels touched by a hint of magic. Maybe it's the soft glow of the street lamps, or the way the city itself seems to breathe, as if it's alive. And of course, there's the Eiffel Tower, standing proudly like the city's heart beating in sync with the night sky and the moon, offering her part of beauty, a signal in the dark. It's like she's saying, look at this. Just look around at where you are. It's so beautiful here. And it is. Everything seems to slow down, and you start to wonder about the people who move through this city with such quiet grace. And if you look at the right place, you just might be able to find a place like this. A place that feels like you're the last person on earth, but somehow you got so lucky to be left in this beautiful city. And now there's nothing left to do but to take it all in. And that's exactly what you do. And then there's this gentleman standing on this boat. Does he ever pause to look around to really see where he is? Look at this. There's beauty everywhere in Paris. It's in the light that flickers on the water in the old stone buildings with their stories, and in the smiles of strangers who cross your path. It's subtle, quiet, but it's there. Goodbye for now. Mariana will take over.
Yes, finally, the love of my life, sugar. I mean, sure, I know it's bad for you. We all do, but there's always a but in these kinds of relationships, isn't there? Let's just say there are times of exception, and this was one of those. How do you even begin to describe a macaroon? Macaron? I don't even know how it's pronounced, but I know it makes me happy. It's like the moment you take a bite, the world softens. For just 1 second. The shell, crisp yet delicate. You can taste the almond, a little sweetness that lingers, and then a hint of lemon, or pistachio, or chocolate. Who am I to judge? They're all perfect. It's like Paris itself is in your mouth, just there, wrapped up in something so small and yet so perfect. And for that moment, nothing else matters. It's just you, the macaroon, and the taste. I guess, if you look at it this way, eating a macaroon is a time-altering experience, where time just freezes for a moment. Or at least, it is for me. What is a trip in Paris without getting your caricature done? Let me tell you, an unsuccessful trip, or at least in my books. You know, there's something uniquely strange about getting your caricature drawn and staring at an artist's eyes while they're noticing you. You can see their eyes scanning your every detail. It's the first and perhaps only time you notice someone perceiving you. But I mean, really perceiving you. Your face, how you look like. We all do it unconsciously when we meet new people. We scan their faces to decide if we find them friendly or distant, but it's done in such a subtle and unconscious way, no one notices. Not really. But getting your caricature done means subjecting yourself to the receiver end of this observational transaction on such a conscious level that it makes it uniquely strange. But I guess fun at the same time. Or not. You know, from the moment I realized I'm going to Paris, I couldn't stop thinking about two things. The first being the pain au chocolat. I mean, no words, speechless. I really couldn't see how it could be that different from other places. But it just was. So fluffy and warm and. The second being a crepe. Now, I had my concerns, as this was a random crepe stand we found while walking towards the metro. But I was wrong once again. Guilty. I'll take the charges. I mean, look at it. Do you see how light this thing looks? And it tasted just like that. Like the clouds of heaven had descended and were now residing in my mouth. Of course, in true tourist behavior, we had to see the Basilique Sacré-Cœur and walk up the stairs of Montmartre to feel like we're in the last few scenes of John Wick 4. Let me tell you, there were people running up and down those stairs in 0 degrees Celsius, and let's just say it made me question my life choices. One of my lifelong dreams came true in Paris. Or let's be more realistic, one I had since I watched La La Land, to visit an underground jazz club. And it was, well, just watch. I don't know if it's just me, but everything felt so huge in Paris. The streets, the buildings, the monuments. This couldn't feel like a trip without a little bit of fast food. But not any fast food. Five Guys. I mean, look at this. Are you or are you not in the middle of an American movie where the two main characters have just visited a diner to grab a Coke and a burger? I keep forgetting that this is real life and not everything around us is a set. Because to be honest, it sure feels like it. Everything's just so perfectly perfect in the right place. Like it was designed to be there, to create this perfect moment. The red tables, the neon lights, the French fries. And now we're back at the airport, where even the boarding area looks fancy and chic. And just as our trip is about to end, Paris blesses me with one final gift. Watch at this cinematic masterpiece that is about to follow, accidentally choreographed by people that will never know the magic they created in this moment. Stopping right on center. Entering like extras in sync. And just as you think that this lady is about to ruin the perfect shot, she speeds up, the couple slows down, and they exit at perfect timing. Consider my shit lost.